Michelle Antosh liked the stream.
Here we go. We're looking good. Help side.
Look at the
Nice,
defense.
John.
Great block, John. Do it, John. Give it to him.
Nice.
2 times. Center 6'11", they cannot defeat.
Thank you,
Bradley.
Riciel
14-5
Barrera
star.
Lopez,
I'm not
for
going to
sharing
get too
the
excited
stream.
because we've had epic meltdowns here, but I like the energy. I like the defensive.
Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports.
Shout
Joining
out
me tonight,
Riciel
Brad
Barrera
Hill and
Lopez.
Steve
Thank you
Smith.
for liking the
I'm Brian
stream.
Anderson, along with reporter Allie LaForce. We've got the Washington Wizards and the Toronto Raptors. And so off the tip, it's Washington. So a look at our starters for the Wizards. Here's Hamilton. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Here's Carter. Knocks down the step-back J.
And obviously their goal right now is to feed him the ball and get him going.
Because he's someone that you lean on at the offensive end. Establish him early.
Pass to Leitner. Fades back. The rebound by Willis.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Here's McGrady. Hauled in by Brown. First quarter of play, a minute in. Here's Hamilton. He's checked by Carter. Pass to Hughes. 6 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Outside Carter. Here's McGrady. Carter with it. Here's Bogues. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Hughes. To the wing, right side. Here's Leitner. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Wizards, Christian Leitner. At the line for 1.
And that one misses. Here's Toronto with the ball. It's a 3-point game. No luck on that one. Some solid defense from Jordan. Pass to Hughes. Back to Jordan. And it's Toronto with a rebound. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Washington foul. Larry Hughes. That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your Raptors, Muggsy Bogues. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Shout out Devin Hairston.
First
Thank
one
you for
falls
like
for
the
him.
stream.
Good on both.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Here's Hamilton. He's checked by Carter. Pass to Hughes from the arc. Doesn't go for him. And it's Toronto taking it the other way. Carter, high post. And it's in there.
And you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
Here's Hamilton. Oh, they get a hand on it. Pass to Jordan. The three is up. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Here's McGrady. Now here's Carter.
Shooting for Washington, Larry Hughes. At the line for two.
That free throw misses. He's off on the second. Here's Curry. No good.
Shout out
Misses
to
at the
Minh Vũ.
buzzer.
Thank you for
The clock
like the
runs
stream.
out, and we are headed to halftime. Wizards out in front. They lead by 14. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They lead by 14. Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
Credit these guys for coming in with the right game plan and then patiently executing. Most of their shots have come in the flow of the offense. Rarely did they take a bad shot. Good, clean first half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
I know it's not the case, but it seemed like they were lacking on the offensive game plan. There were some guys that improvising when they should have been making the next pass, but hey, not looking good out there.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Carter on the wing. The rebound by the Wizards. And for the Wizards, Jordan goes in, and the layup is good. Jordan's got 25 points in the game.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
A uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
And it's the Raptors with the ball after the basket by Washington. Pass to Davis. Shoots over Brown. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your Raptors, Antonio Davis. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And it's Wizards ball. The lead is 15. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Now here's Carter. Pass to Bogues. With a step back. It's hauled in by Hughes.
I don't know if you can credit the defense for that. It was just a missed opportunity.
Now Jordan. Here's Leitner. The shot no good. And so here is Toronto. 17-point game. Out to the wing. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Pass to McGrady. 6 on the shot clock. Over Jordan. McGrady shot is off.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one. He has taken it upon himself to score the ball as much as possible for his team. He's not looking to pass it right now.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to McGrady. Now here's Davis. Defended by Brown. Fade away. Davis misses.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
Here's Hamilton. He's checked by Carter. Here's Hamilton. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. And there it is for him.
Just crushing it here. 80% to start the half.
Pass to McGrady. Here's Bogues. No good, and they can't put it into the drought.
This is how it's been so far. He's missed every shot he's taken, and the team is suffering the consequences.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Now here's Carter. 12 points for him. No coverage that time. He's got 5. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Down low. Brown. Nice dish, and the layup goes down.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
And Toronto calls time here.
Coach definitely wants to talk about their interior defense, which has not been impressive.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
Shout out Fernando and Camilo. Thank you for like the stream.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Carter, the pass to Davis. Here's McGrady. Let's go with a 3. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 4 rebounds in the game.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Yep, that one goes.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Pass to McGrady. Davis with it, defended by Brown. Tipped away. And here's the fast break. Here's Hamilton. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Wizards.
Their defense, it's their defense. It has been downright incredible so far, being disruptive and coming up with steals left and right.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break, converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
Here's Hamilton. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has gotten them into a rhythm, and they're knocking down everything.
Here's McGrady to halt the run. Oh, Jordan with the block. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here, and you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
Oh, showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sent shockwaves into the opposition sails.
Thomas, he's checked in for Toronto. And the Wizards making a change here. Here's Bogues, covered by Jordan. Brown with the block. Jordan against Davis. Now Jordan. He has 29 now. Here's Leitner. Count that bucket. Give him 8 points now.
Strong pass there to set up the basket.
Boy, it's been a minute since they last scored.
It has been. And at what point do you alter your strategy? Try to get back on track.
Outside Carter. Pass to Bogues. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Hamilton. He's checked by Carter. Here's Leitner. From deep, Jordan. And again, Washington with a triple.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Here's Bogues. He's got 5. Pass to McGrady. Now here's Davis.
Wizards foul. Christian Leitner. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Toronto, Antonio Davis, taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Grant, you look at the playoffs last year. I mean, a lot of big-name stars struggled to deliver. Is that every year, or you think that was an anomaly?
B.A., I think it was a bit of an anomaly. I mean, I think you think what's happened in the league in the last few years with the bubble and then the restart last season, there's been a lot of basketball played, and I think it's impacted a lot of players. So I think moving forward, we'll get back to a level of normalcy with the rest and recovery of the offseason, and big-name stars will continue to excel and thrive in the years to come.
Butler against Curry. Shot from 12, and again, it's Washington converting.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
You know, the coach has had something to say about that. No question, they've settled in and executed brilliantly.
Here's Christie, looking for his first basket, still in this one. Picked his pocket. And a fast break now for the Wizards. And he gets the bucket.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Pass to Christie. Curry against Butler. Outside Curry. Here's Christie. Fires the 3. The rebound by Haywood. Butler on the wing. He's covered by Curry.
Del Curry. That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Washington, Caron Butler. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. And here's Brown. Outside Curry. Back to Brown. Pass to Davis. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Davis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
Here's Butler. Hits the close-range jumper.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
Here's Christie. Now here's Brown. Right side Davis. It's blocked. Here's Stackhouse.
Toronto foul. D. Brown. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Washington, Jerry Stackhouse. Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And the Raptors making a change here. Brown's checked in. So he gets them both. Brown with it. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
It's Brown on the wing. Pass to Christie. 3-pointer. Doesn't go that time. And Washington the other way now. Here's Stackhouse. 6 points for him. Here's Haywood. An easy 2 on the layup.
More points coming from inside. In that respect, they've been the more aggressive team.
Here's Christie. Pass to Thomas. And here's Curry. Butler covering. Oh, rejected by Jordan. Here's Stackhouse. And it's Washington with another.
He needs to be more proactive on offense and shoot it more. He's making most of his shots, so he's got to demand the ball more.
Here's Christie. Outside Curry.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Brown.
2 minutes.
And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. Brown's got 5 now.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
Here's Haywood. Here's Jordan. Good, and Butler gets the assist.
Assist from
Butler's got his 3rd assist of the night.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Pass to Christie. A minute 22 left in the 3rd. Got a hand on it. Here's Butler, and it's Butler with the jam.
Oh, that was nasty. A 2-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. Here's Thomas. Here's Christie. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. To the inside. Here's Brown. That one goes in.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from three.
Pass to Stackhouse. Jordan up top. Defended by Brown. And it's good. 2 points. Jordan's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Brown can't hit.
Man, coach is going to have a few words with him after that shot.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
Here's Christie inside. A nice shot by Brown.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
It's not going to go for him. And so it's the Washington Wizards showing no mercy and just piling it on, looking dominant and focused right now. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. More 2K action in just a moment. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And it's Thomas in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Curry against Russell.
Shout out Eric Carmen, thank you for the stream.
Pass to Lou. 5 on the clock. There's the drive, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. And Smitty, so often it seems like we make championships the measure of historical greatness. Is enough made of the individual achievements, you think?
Well, it's a team sport. We all want to win, but game recognized game. There's players like Tracy McGrady, Chris Paul, George Gervin, etc., etc. They haven't won championships, but they are still special.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
And really strong at the line since the break.
And so he hits both. Now Williams. Outside, Brown. Off target from three-point range.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Here's Stackhouse. Pass to Thomas. And here's Russell. Here's Stackhouse.
Shout out JP Puyur, thank you for the stream.
Here's Thomas. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
Here's Stackhouse. Here's Lou. Going inside. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer off the mark.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
It's 2-on-1. Pulls up for 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Their transition defense has been porous. They're getting run over.
Williams passes to Curry. Back to Williams to end the run. That shot missing. And Washington the other way now. Pass to Russell. To the middle. Haywood misses the layup. Man, they've been careless with the ball tonight.
Yeah, it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline. They're better than this.
And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Well, Grant, I know you collect art, so we've been hearing all about these NFTs that teams and players are creating. I'm going to need a little instructional here. What's it all about?
Oh, BA, first of all, memorabilia and collectibles have always been around. But yes, NFTs have taken it to a whole nother level. And yes, I do have an NFT. I don't fully understand it, so I can't explain it to you. But I know it's the next big thing, that's for sure.
Here's Carter. The Wizards making their last shot. Outside, Brown. And the three off target.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Shout out Tony Arden Prado. Thank you for the stream.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Lou. Rejected by Brown. Thomas, that's good.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Every trip up the floor gets more and more important.
Yes, indeed. They badly want to stop the bleeding here.
Brown passes to Williams. Pass to Carter. And here's Brown for three. Russell with the rebound.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
You know what? This has always been a debate. Do you take the timeout or do you let your guys try to fight through it?
Here's Thomas. Another shot. And the layup is up and in.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Williams passes to Brown. And here's Carter. Outside, Brown. Williams from long range. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. And the Wizards making a change here. And it's Wizards ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed. Pass to Jeffries. Well, Grant, this is the business you and I are in. NBA has a couple of years with existing TV partners. How much are we going to see things change with the next deal, you think?
Oh, BA, this is interesting as this continues to evolve. I think as people's viewing habits have changed in the last 10 to 15 years, I think live sports in the NBA game is still something fans love to see in real time. I think also the fact that we can also attract a larger audience is exciting. I don't know how it'll all play out, but I know it'll be fun to follow and watch as we go.
First one falls for him.
They're finding a rhythm from the line as they try to cut into this deficit.
He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Washington with it. Pass to Jeffries. Here's Oakley. Outside Russell. Here's Jeffries. 5 to shoot. Second chance shot, and he lays it in.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
On offense, here come the Raptors. Pass to Carter. Back to Williams. Here's Workman. Well, when you look at the wing position, how do you feel it's evolved since you played, Smitty?
Well, they've been asked to do more, BA, especially on the defensive end. Mostly wings now are asked to guard 1 through 5 with teams switching a lot. And also a lot of these wing guys are asked to run the offense.
Two on the clock. It's rebounded by Jeffries.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
Here's Thomas. Fades. And it's Washington with another.
Assisted by Itan Thomas.
And here is Williams. Out left to the wing. Lets a floater go. Blocked. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. Brown, he's checked in for Williams.
Raptors. John Brown.
Here's Workman. When a team is underperforming, coaches are often the first people called into question. Is that fair, Smitty?
In some cases it is fair, but I'll break it down like this, B.A. It always starts at the top. From coaching to your best players, they're always going to get the blame.
And Washington has possession. Following the bucket by the Raptors. Oakley's shot is off. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Brown against Russell. To the inside, Workman. Washington with a rebound. Pass to Lou. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Excellent timing on that play and a wonderful pass.
That was another look at our Mobile One drive of the game just a moment ago.
Yeah, that's a little icing on the cake right there. Putting on a show while they enjoy a big second half lead.
Left side, Brown. Inside. Brown against Russell. Here's Workman. Clock at 6. The 3-ball. Rebound, Washington. Thomas has got rebound number 8 now. Pass to Lou. Here's Jeffries. Here's Thomas. And it's Thomas with the rebound. And it's Toronto's ball. Here's Brown. No good with a layup.
You know what? I like the flair, but you blew a layup. You know you've gone way too far.
Brown against Russell. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Outside, Brown. Back to Brown.
Shout out Adiwole Prosper Patumbi. Thank you for following.
Outside, Brown. To the left wing. Shoots from the baseline. And the basket by Willis.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Outside Russell. Pass to Jeffries. Here's Thomas. Knocked away. Here's Workman. To the paint. Here's Brown. Uses the glass to drop it in. Brown's gotten his first basket of the night.
Trying to attack the heart of that defense with great teamwork.
Here's Oakley. Tipped. And he gets it back.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Checking in for the Wizards, Brendan Haywood.
Here's Lou. And the rise of the internet has helped give players their own voice. But now with podcasts and other streams, Grant, they're also able to monetize their voice.
Yeah, players understand the value of their voice and also how to monetize that. Speaking directly to their fans, to their customers, using these different platforms. You know, I think broadcasters I think you and I need to have a podcast, B.A.
For sure, although we can't afford you, though.
That might be true.
Here's Lou, following the bucket by the Raptors. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
When you use it right, the pump fake's as effective a move as there is.
Pass to Workman. Now here's Brown. Here's Thomas.
2 minutes remaining in regulation time.
Back to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. The rebound by Haywood. The Wizards on offense. Here's Jeffries. A minute 39 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Haywood. Pass to Lou. There's the three. And again, Washington with a triple.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Now here's Brown. Here's Workman. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. A minute 6 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Haywood. Here's Jeffries. Here's Lou. Here's Haywood. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Team foul. At the line for the Wizards, Brandon Haywood. Taking 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Shout out Jasper Taco, thank you
And he
for
knocks
like
down the first
stream.
one. It's both from the stripe. And here are the Raptors now. It's Brown on the wing. Pass to Brown. Down low. Here's Workman. Looking to end the run. Rebound Washington.
Something's off about him this quarter.
And it also shows you how difficult this game is. He's just a little bit off, but it can result in missing everything.
Here's Haywood. The fadeaway. That one a little long. Up top, Brown. So we see the Wizards taking the W here.
That's the
A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory. They controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Steve Smith, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching tonight's game. We'll see you next time.